happy you're here. The last week or so has really just knocked me down and left me flat on my face, and I mean that in the most literal way possible. I took a spill at work the other day that did leave me, in fact, flat on my face. I have a big old bruise on my left knee, and I did scuff my hands and my nose, which has since kind of scabbed over and healed. My car got backed into. I have a family member in the hospital. I've been tried this week. So we are going to have a much needed self-care day, not only because I've had kind of a rough go of things lately, but also because it's the week of Valentine's Day. So it just felt like the perfect time to spend a day doing all the little things that I love. Starting with an iced coffee, not to mention a free iced coffee. Did anybody else claim their free one from the Super Bowl? Comment down below if you did. If you haven't, I don't know if there's codes left, but the code is Goodwill Dunkin'. Free any size iced coffee. So I got a large of my favorite at the moment, which is an iced coffee with cream and 4 caramel and 4 toasted almond, which sounds really weird, but there is some lore behind this. So last spring, I was obsessed with Dunkin's pistachio flavor, but obviously it was a limited time flavor, so I only got to enjoy it like a few times. My testament to how big of a fan I am of that flavor is this right here. I went on Reddit and I looked up if there were any alternatives, and people suggested this. And I haven't had the pistachio in a while, so I don't know how close it is, but this is really good. I feel like it is pretty close. This is such a treat, and honestly, this is really all it takes to make my day better. But to continue with the self-care festivities, I am parked outside of Target right now. We're gonna run in and grab some self-care essentials. Let's go. Do a Target self-care haul. First, I picked us up a sheet mask to try together tonight. This is the Loops Double Take Glow Mask. It's a hydrogel mask that's supposed to help with extra glow, brightening, pore refining, and calming. Heavy on the calming. Okay, heavy on the calming. This says glow, hydrate, refine, and brighten before a rendezvous. I feel like the rendezvous has already been had, but it's fine. To me, nothing screams self-care quite like a warm chocolate chip cookie. So I picked up my favorites. These are the Toll House chocolate chip lovers. I am a chocoholic, so these are perfect. My last 2 items are just restocks. I have some deodorant. I use the Secret Outlast Sweat and Odor. This one doesn't let me down. Period. I feel like people talk a lot about that summertime sweat, but for me, the real villain is the winter sweat. When I have on my huge winter coat, when I go from being super freezing cold outside and stepping into a warm, heated area, that sweat really hits different, I feel like. Anyway, last but not least, I got another creamer because I finished mine. I'm trying the Chobani Hazelnut. I'm not super confident in this decision. As we well know now, I love a nutty coffee, and I've had hazelnut as like a complement to other flavors like caramel and white chocolate, but I don't really have it alone. We're gonna try it. I feel like hazelnut traditionally goes really well with coffee, and Chobani creamers rarely let me down. They're my favorite. That's it for my little Target self-care micro haul. I'm not sure what we'll all get up to next. Maybe some reading, just laying really low. It's really whatever my soul needs right now. I've officially declared it an early PJ night tonight with the goal of achieving peak coziness for the rest of this evening, starting with a good book. I recently discovered the Indie Author Collective, and they do free themed Stuff Your Kindle or Stuff Your e-reader events monthly. This month's theme for February is obviously romance. So on their website, they have a ton of different romance books to pick from. You can filter them by trope and genre and spice level to find your ideal read, which you can then go look for on Amazon and purchase for free for $0. So I picked out a few reads that sounded the most interesting to me. The first one being your typical cutesy aesthetic romance. This is All Are Almost by Allie Moffat. Our female main character and her boyfriend break up, so that leaves her with nowhere to stay. Our male main character comes right to the rescue as her guy best friend, offering her an extra room at his place. And they're kind of placed in that forced proximity that forces them to acknowledge their feelings for one another. She's holding back because she has professional ambitions. He's holding back because he doesn't want to lose their friendship. To give you an idea, the first chapter starts like this. I love Boston, but I don't know if Boston loves me back, especially on nights like this when my friends are late and I just watched a biker almost die making an illegal U-turn in front of a 66 bus and my nose is frozen into a solid block of ice. My other Valentine's Day book choice is the exact opposite. It's called Hunting Cupid, and this is a Valentine's Day novella, so it is only like 150 pages, super quick read. This is one of those kind of like mate bond romance stories because the male main character, which is Cupid, is in love and has a mate bond with a slayer that is assigned to kill him. And he's trying to kind of expose her side of the mate bond to her so that she's able to see it, all while she's trying to just figure him out and navigate whether or not he's a threat. To give you an idea how this one starts, the first chapter begins with this paragraph. The night air carried the scent of rain and old blood. February in the warehouse district meant freezing drizzle and abandoned Valentine decorations rotting against chain link fences. Heart-shaped balloons sagged in oily puddles. Streamers the color of dried roses clung to rusted metal. The whole place looked like love's graveyard, forgotten and left to decay. So I have the one read that's kind of in this world, realistic, cute, and wholesome, and then I have another read that's in a completely different fictional fantasy world that's darker and more complex. So I'm looking forward to starting one of those. Comment down below which one you would read. Comment down below if you check out the Indie Author Collective. If you find a book, let me know which one you picked. This is my first month actually participating, so I'm so looking forward to the future months. I'm gonna curl up with a good book, and then we will start dinner shortly. Cozy everything shower, and I figured now would be a good time to do our sheet mask. And there you have it. The fellow self-care girlies know if you have one of these on, you are in self-care mode. I feel like romance is always associated with having a partner, but honestly, solo time is heavily underrated in my opinion. It is arguably the most romantic of all time because you are restoring yourself in that time. Now, I'm married and my husband and I are very rarely apart, and obviously we prefer one another's company over being alone. But I will say when I am alone, I feel like that is when I am at my most reflective state. Things cross my mind, thoughts, feelings, emotions that would not have been there had I not been solo. So as romanticized as it is to always be around someone, to always have company, there's something really, really special about just being alone. It just allows you to be your truest form of you. So that way, when you get back to your relationships again, you are recalibrated, you are refreshed, and just in a good spot mentally to keep moving forward through life. So I feel like with Valentine's Day coming up, something to keep in mind is the difference between loneliness and solitude. If you are single right now, you can choose between the two. They are one and the same. The only difference is the mindset you choose to have. You can choose to view yourself as being lonely and view your lack of romantic relationships as a negative reflection on yourself, or you can recognize that you're just in a season of solitude right now, and you can choose to embrace the peace and the solo time that you're being given, because that is a blessing in itself. Plus, that means the best is yet to come. And for all my married or partnered girls out there, look for the beauty in the everyday routines and dynamics of your long-term relationship. There's so much beauty in the simplicity. With that, I'm going to sign off for the night and head to bed. Thank you so much for joining me for my solo self-care day. I really hope you enjoyed tagging along. I always love having you here, and I hope to see you back here very soon for another video. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day week, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.